Packers held on to beat the Vikings 21-16 after not scoring past the second quarter. Near the end of the first half, Aaron Rodgers couldn't find anyone on 3rd and long, and then after the play, he had an animated, if you will, exchange with first-year head coach Matt LaFleur. Rodgers claimed the incident was not a big deal after the game. Let's hear it from himself.
It was about the look on defense. But I was actually kind of surprised that he was coming over to talk about that. But we got it all sorted out there on the sideline, and it actually wasn't a big deal. He's just, as am I. We're, a little animated at times, but I can't say it was, we were yelling how much we love each other, but we definitely weren't MFing each other or anything. It was talking about the look there and get on the same page.
All right, Shannon, how impressed have you been with the new Packers so far?
Well, I like what I'm seeing, Skip. They're not just Aaron Rodgers and offensively heavy, dominant.
Okay. Yep.
I think their defense is better. It's getting better. Now, they did give up some big runs, gave up a lot of runs yesterday to Dalvin Cook, and I'm sure Mike Pettin is not going to be happy about that because they were in total control of this ball game.
Yep.
21 points in the first quarter, and they're rolling. They're about to steamroll the Vikes, and then all of a sudden they couldn't pick up a 3rd and 1. They couldn't pick up a couple of 4th and 1s, and the Vikes are right back into this ball game. But I like what I'm seeing. Aaron Rodgers still is Aaron Rodgers, and it's hard for me to believe that he's going to have 200 yards from here out. You know it's coming. Those big days. He's played 2 very, very good defenses, and they won both of those games. The Bears are not to be messed with defensively. We know what Mike Zimmer and the Vikings defense, we know what they represent. But when the rubber needed to meet the road, Skip, late in the ball game, when they need to have to run out the clock, the things that make Aaron Rodgers so unique. Most teams, when you run the boot with a right-handed quarterback, you fake the ball left and you roll so he's to his right-hand side because he's right-hand dominant. But not with Aaron Rodgers. They roll the opposite way. He must open up his hips and throw the ball on the money to Devontae. And just like clockwork, like he's been doing it all his life. It kind of reminds you of the play that he did against the Cowboys, ain't it, Skip? You remember that, right, Skip?
I remember. It didn't remind me of that.
It reminds you of that. Same effect. Same effect. End of the ball game. Because then Mason Crosby came on, kicked the field goal. This situation, they were able to take a knee. Ball game was over. So I like what I'm seeing from the Packers. They're only going to get better. Everybody that they face that's on their schedule does not have defenses like the Vikes, like the Bears. So Aaron Rodgers will get better. Their defense will get better.
How many more times do they get to play Kirk Cousins?
Once
more, right?
And they get Trubisky at home.
So they have now played Mitchell Trubisky, who on opening night had a QBR against them, scale 0 to 100 of 19. Yesterday, Mitchell Trubisky put up a grand total of a 30 QBR at Denver, and they somehow stole that game, right?
Crazy.
That's Mitchell's Trubisky. So Kirk Cousins yesterday had a QBR of 4 on a scale of 0 to 100. And he made a couple of nice throws and did a couple of nice things, but he also threw 2 interceptions, and he had a sack fumble, and it's just Kirk Cousins. I said the day they signed him to $84 guaranteed $1 million, he just became the most overpaid quarterback in the history of pro football, and it ain't close. And Jenny doesn't have enough to show for Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry.
Not happy.
And you do have Thielen, and you do have Diggs, and you do have Dalvin, and that should be enough to sort of carry the quarterback. And on opening day, they did beat the Falcons, and he threw a grand total, Kirk Cousins did, of 10 passes. He was 8 of 10 for 98 yards.
You see what happened?
They just said, take the ball out of his hands. But yesterday, they were forced to put the ball back in his hands because they fell behind 21 to nothing.
Did something,
Now, let's look at Aaron Rodgers. He threw for, as you say, a grand total of 209 yards, which to me was still surprisingly low for Aaron at Lambeau. So is he on the same page with his new head coach / play caller? No, he's not on the same page. And when he was really off page with him, he let him know it very publicly. And I know Shannon Sharp despises that kind of public display of showing up somebody.
I do.
Yep.
I do.
And he laid it on him good. And then he took the fall afterwards, and he was kind of mellow.
Well, LaFleur brought it on himself.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah. Walked up to Aaron.
Oh, did he? He started it, and Aaron finished it. Because we got a whole lot of thises and that's, and, you know.
Yeah.
And it looked like close to him.
Like what you want me to do? Did you see the look?
This, that.
Yeah.
But Aaron took the fall for another play where he thought he had a first down late in the second quarter, and it was actually fourth and one.
Right.
And Aaron just ran to the line and called a play, which got stuffed.
Right.
And he said that was my bonehead play. So he's still on his best behavior because they are 2-0.
Well, maybe he's learning.
2 division games, 2 wins. So maybe he is growing up.
Plus, Skip, the Packers are being able to do something they hadn't been able to do in years past. They're running the football. Aaron Jones, 23 for 116.
He looked good yesterday.
Yeah,
I liked
33 for 144.
Yeah.
So they're not solely relying on Aaron anymore. They can run the football, but the defense is going to have to shut down. I mean, they putting pressure on Kirk Cousins, but you can't let Dalvin Cook go. You can't 27 for $198, 7.3 a carry. You won't win very many games like that.
Nope.
But they'll be all right. They got Aaron Rodgers. They'll be going to be great against your team in Lambeau. And I'm going to need the 4 points that the line's going to open up at.
Well, Aaron's starting to look like shell of that guy who was the guy, he was transcendent. He was the greatest thrower of the football in history, and I'm not seeing that guy anymore.
Guess when you're going to see it?
When?
In about 5 weeks.
Really?
About 4 weeks, yeah.
But that's at Jerry World.
That's what matters. He loves Jerry World.
Does he?
Remember last time he was there?
Yeah.
You know what happened, right? Okay.
I want to go to that one. Sounds good. I'd like to move past Vikings-Packers. Just it's not a fun one for me. So we're going to move on and talk about AB. His debut with the Patriots, it was a success. But what can we expect going forward from him? We'll tell you next.